I could have made everyone see. If it wasn't for you, I could have saved the world.
If it had mattered to you, Luthor, you could have saved the world years ago.
Superman.
Before James Gunn's Superman arrived in 2025, All-Star Superman was always the movie I went back to when I needed a hopeful Superman. One that felt like he was pulled straight out of the Justice League animated series. A Superman who could inspire us to be better, to be kinder, to be more forgiving. A Superman who reminds us the world is a better place. And most importantly, a Superman who's a friend first and a hero second.
It's the heart of Superman. The genuine love of people, and that you always know he's your friend.
All-Star Superman in its comic captured the very essence of Superman, and in a lot of ways, it ended up inspiring the version of Superman we now see in James Gunn's film. All-Star Superman deserves to be remembered for bringing us back to a classic Superman, one that will never be old-fashioned. Now it's time to get nerdy. In 2013, Man of Steel showed us Superman who was forced to kill. And if you think Superman should kill, well, this is what I've got to say. You're a frickin'...
Grab it!
That's not a world I want to be in, because that isn't who Superman is. And for a Man of Steel, this guy cries a lot. After Superman goes on a rescue mission near the sun because of Lex Luthor, his cells become overloaded with solar radiation, more than he can absorb. He gains 3 times the power.
I have the power!
But there's a catch. He's going to die. Lex Luthor finally gets what he's always wanted. A world without Superman, without an alien. With Superman's days numbered, what does the last son of Krypton do? What this film does so beautifully is show how Superman deals with his impending death. He doesn't retreat to the Fortress of Solitude to desperately search for a cure. He accepts his fate, and instead, he chooses to use the rest of his time to save people, to do even more good than he already has. He still chooses to be Clark Kent, a farm boy from Kansas, even when he could just be Superman, the greatest hero ever. There's something so special about that. To Superman, both identities matter just as much, because he isn't one or the other, he's all of it. He even spends his final days interviewing Lex Luthor as Clark Kent, not to prove anything, not to take revenge for killing him, but to understand him, to get his side of the story. During a prison break, Superman even saves Lex's life, and lets Lex believe that he's the hero. Lex even says he likes Clark, that he's everything Superman isn't.
I've always liked you, Kent. You're humble, modest, comically uncoordinated, human. In short, you're everything he's not.
You think Superman would finally be tired of Lex, that he'd crack, that he'd finally say, enough is enough and abuse his power to hurt him. But Superman has always been better than that. If you're enjoying this video, smash the like button and subscribe for more nerdy content. At the heart of this film is the relationship between Lex Luthor and Superman. It truly explores why Lex hates Superman. And I mean he really hates him. More than I hate that Zack Snyder tried to turn Superman into Jesus, when Superman's supposed to feel more human than anyone else. Which is exactly what James Gunn reminded everyone of.
I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared, and I try to make the best choices I can. I screw up all the time. But that is being human.
Lex Luthor chooses to waste his genius on elaborate evil schemes, when someone with his intellect could change the world. All-Star Superman holds Lex accountable for his ego, as he faces the death penalty in the electric chair. You'd think a man like Lex would look at his life and finally reflect, that he'd change, that he'd confront the damage he caused. But this film exposes just how insecure Lex truly is. Lex feels like nothing while Superman exists. He believes no one can be great, or even achieve greatness, while Superman overshadows them.
But with him around, you're a parody of a man. A dullard, a cripple. Next to Superman, even Lex Luthor's greatness is overshadowed.
There's this quote from Shakespeare that perfectly sums this up. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Superman was born great. He had the powers, the upbringing, and the moral compass to become a great hero. Lex Luthor achieved greatness through his intellect, his ambition.
Feel that, Kent. Real muscle. Not the gift of alien biochemistry, the product of hard work.
Lex can't handle that the world looks up to an alien instead of him, someone born on Earth. Every fiber of his being is dedicated to proving Superman doesn't deserve the admiration or the love. And in trying to prove that, Lex ends up proving the exact opposite. Superman deserves it more than anyone else. That's something James Gunn's Superman captures perfectly too. You can see it in the hatred in Lex's eyes, that resentment, that jealousy, the same energy we see in All-Star Superman.
Catapulted onto this planet just to have the world fawn over him because his strength illuminates how weak we all really are.
What's always stuck with me since I was a kid is that Lex hates Superman, but Superman doesn't hate Lex. And that difference matters. Wouldn't you hate someone who constantly makes your life worse? Who endangers innocent people just to get to you? Who wants you dead more than anything? This is what I would do to my haters.
I'm sorry, have you two already started?
Haters gonna hate. I laugh 'cause you fake. Why you mad 'cause I do something?
You're out of your mind.
He's bluffing.
Consider what you're about to do.
Mortality.
Superman never takes it personally. He never even considers killing Lex. If anything, he pities him. He wishes they could have been friends. That together they could have changed the world. That Lex would put the world first and his ego second. What's always fascinated me is that Lex sees himself as a smart one, and Superman as just a strong one. That's it. But All-Star Superman shows us that while Superman may not match Lex's intelligence, he consistently outsmarts him, because Superman doesn't see himself as strong. He sees himself as just another person trying to help. He thinks about saving people first, not winning. When Lex creates a serum that gives him Superman's powers for a day, Superman already knows the plan. He uses a gravity gun that speeds up time, causing the serum to burn out faster in Lex's system. It's a reminder that Superman's strength isn't just physical, it's his perspective. That same idea carries directly into James Gunn's Superman, showing us that Superman has always been more than his powers.
Brain beats brawn.
When Kryptonian astronauts arrive to rule Earth, Superman hopes they can take his place after he's gone, that they can protect humanity. But they see humans as inferior. They believe Kryptonian culture is superior. They destroy a statue of Superman's parents. They call his father weak, just like him. And yet Superman still shows them compassion, empathy, forgiveness.
After everything we've done, you still show us kindness.
My Earth parents taught me forgiveness. Humanity has a lot to teach us.
They believe Superman hid his greatness to live among humans, when in reality, learning how to live on Earth is what made him great, what made him human, more human than Lex Luthor ever was. Another major element James Gunn clearly pulls from All-Star Superman is how deeply Superman cares for all forms of life, human and alien alike. In James Gunn's film, he saves a squirrel, a baby alien. In All-Star Superman, he cares for a sun eater, one of the most dangerous creatures in the universe, like it's his own dog. A creature that could consume the very thing that gives him his powers. Instead of fearing it, Superman tries to understand it. That willingness to understand, rather than destroy, is at the core of Superman's identity. When I look back on All-Star Superman, I see just how much of it lives on in James Gunn's film. Superman's always been bigger than one country, bigger than one world. In James Gunn's Superman, we even see him go against the government to protect another country, directly opposing America's interests. Because Superman doesn't serve a flag, he serves people.
Illegally entered a country, inserting yourself in the middle of an incredibly heated geopolitical situation. Siding with a nation, Jarhanpur, which historically has not been a friend to the US, against a nation that's technically our ally. And
I realize now Superman has always been timeless. And I'm glad that James Gunn brought him back, that we have a friend who's looking out for us again. So what did you think of All-Star Superman? Did you see how this inspired James Gunn when he directed his Superman movie? Let me know in the comments. And remember, I'm just another nerd. Stay nerdy out there.